Shalom Baruch Obanim, your video in the Sunrise Cafe, I think it's in Indiana. This comes right to the issue. A plant closing, thousands of jobs shipped to Mexico, and retraining, and the issue of retraining. Now listen to me very carefully, and if there was ever a video that you should view and listen to and descend the learning curve, I sent to John Sweeney a request as the president of the AFL-CIO to endorse Humanomics in general and the integration of labor in particular, which is the new economic paradigm. This is the 2000 plan and program for President Obama. Listen carefully. Not only do we have to end the brain drain, the job drain, the crunching meltdown of the capital markets and the resulting jobs loss being shipped out of the country. You got to win this election based upon having a platform, and the DNC has to provide you a platform, and that platform for President Obama is to make a new national policy that will develop and implement the new economic paradigm. I'm the author of the new economic paradigm. The context in which it is achieved is Humanomics, which is a trilogy. It's comprised of two paradigms, the new economic paradigm and the cognitive behavioral science paradigm, receiving to give. The economic paradigm is the integration of labor. This is what's going to transform fundamentally the structure of the U.S. economy. And what will it do? It will require, first, an investment, supply-side investment, and the conservatives will back it, of 4 to 5 trillion. 60% approximately of which will come from the G9, 40% from America, amortized over 20 years. It will triple the gross domestic product of America. We're at 10 trillion. It will bring us up in less than 20 years, 19, 20 years, to 30 trillion. It will triple the purchasing power of the dollar. It will double and eventually triple the wage index of massive tens of millions of sustainable jobs. It is based upon the new economic paradigm, and it is implemented, developed through world-class global technological infrastructure. This is the win-win situation. This is the macro platform plan and program for bringing America into the 21st century, retraining, retooling the entire workforce, retraining and re-educating and transitioning the people who are going to retirement, the middle-aged, the young, and even the youth to be prepared to come into the workforce. I'm the author of the new economic paradigm. It's complex. The trilogy is 2,500 pages in its 5th draft. It'll be published on the internet with a few hundred graphics. This ain't Bob the Builder. And now the sun is going to rise in the Sunrise Cafe in Indiana. And Mr. Obama, I endorse you for president. I approve of this message, and I approve of your having the full, unrestricted use of $50 billion of intellectual property, which Macrotech, which I own and our shareholders own, that I'm the principal owner of, you will use and develop in America. You will lead America and Americans in the free world. You will create tens of millions of jobs. The project, when we have a mandate out of the Knesset, after the DNC tables in the platform committee, the new economic paradigm as the presidential central organizing principle of the presidential campaign that will elect you. We will go to the Congress. We will convince the Congress to make the commitment and investment to this new technological infrastructure that will make Israel the most competitive economy for the next century. It will transform fundamentally the structure of the economy. It will eliminate the national debt. It will eliminate the debt of Social Security. It will eliminate the trade deficit. It will pay off through years 18 through 20 the entire deficit. It's a win-win situation. The macroeconometric models will prove this. Now, having said all of this, this is your plan for 2000. Look, 2008 is history. You've already won the nomination. Now you have to go forward with the content and launch a campaign that wins the presidency with the deliverables, Humanomics in general, and the new economic paradigm, the integration of I'm its author. I approve this message. And the Sunrise Cafe is now getting the sunrise. Okay, so from Jerusalem, I'm Yehoshua Ya'acov. Thank you for listening, and we bless you in Indiana and the people in Indiana, and we expect that John Sweeney is going to put his most remarkable and in highly influential, politically influential AFL-CIO behind this. The DNC will get behind it, and President Obama will go forward and implement it. And so I'm Yehoshua Ya'acov. I'm the author of the New Economic Paradigm, the Integration of Labor. This is the central organizing principle. This is the plan and program for 2009 that will not only win you the presidency, but it will deliver tens of thousands of jobs a month, sustainable domestic content jobs indexed at double the average wages in the U.S. By the end of the first year of the project, it'll be taking on tens of thousands, and it will sustain at tens of thousands of jobs, sustainable jobs creation through years 11 and 12, when the bell curve will peak out. And guess what? America will be running at full employment. We will only be able to continue and complete the project by employing offshore in the G9. Now the most important deliverable of all. It is my wish and my dream, as from the day that I was born, to see the LDCs raised up. And the only country that I ever believed could do this is America. So America has to lead from the front, and with the blessing that my life's work endows Americans in your presidency with, which is Humanomics in general, which is the new East-West convergence model, and in particular its economic paradigm, its new economic paradigm, the integration of labor. I want to see this become the central organizing principle of the ascent of man around the globe, and in particular I want to see a very major trillions of investment over the several decades ahead from the surpluses in America devoted to the LDCs to raise up the standard of living, and to, when we retrofit the remaining 20% of Rust Belt industrials to the LDCs, that we do it with green technology, and that we emphasize technological infrastructure globally, so that we raise the articulation levels, the education levels, and the employment levels of the LDCs. This is my hope and my dream for men and mankind. And there is nobody on this planet that's a political leader that I know of better than Barack Obama, who understands that this is a must. And yes, we have to help ourselves, and we have to transform things in America. But we are going to do that. And instead of whining and crying about yesterday and all of the lost jobs, this is compelling. The God of the cosmos has collapsed the local reality that was the old methods and ways in America, both in Washington and in the economy and in Wall Street, the Wall Street preference over Main Street. All of this comes from the God of the cosmos. It is imposing a structural and fundamental transformation that will bless America, Americans, and it will bless the whole world, and most particularly the part of the world that is most in need, which is the LDCs. We have a moral and an ethical responsibility, and we will, in this project, be able to fulfill it. I bless you, Barack Obama, and the Sunrise Cafe community in Indiana. And the blessing is kabel b'shvilatet, the Hebrew. In English, it's receiving to give. Receiving what? Receiving the real Barack Obama. You're in denial. The collapsed local reality is now global. And the new you that will emerge is to receive the real you, to give the real you, to Michelle, to the girls, your family, your community in America. And I have every confidence you'll do that, and you'll do it well. Thank you. I'm Yehoshua Ya'acov. Thank you for listening.